What is up, everybody? I am Tactical Pineapple. This is Tactical Pineapple Rides, and you know what? Today we got more of a motorcycle content to talk about. So if you're not into the motorcycle things, you're probably not going to want to come back after the vroom vroom, but we're going to do it anyways. So see you in a minute. All right, as I said before we did the little introduction thing, I actually want to talk today a little bit more about some motorcycle content. So, obviously, I'm riding a 2014 Harley Davidson Street Glide Special. It is one of the higher end baggers, essentially, from back in that time frame. You know, it's a Rushmore edition, so it had the most technology at the time when it came out. And I paid my fucking way for it. I don't regret it at all. I enjoy the motorcycle. It is by far one of the better bikes I've had, but that's not saying much for somebody who started on a CB and worked my way up to 92 Softail was what I had before this. So it wasn't that hard to beat it, right? So as I said, I went from a Honda CB all the way up to where I am now. Several jumps in between there over the years, but one of them that was there was a Sportster, and that's exactly what I want to kind of talk about today is the evolution of the Sportster. So quite possibly it is one of the most iconic motorcycles Harley Davidson has ever built. It has been in production now for fucking ever. We've got the Evo Sportsters of back in the day. You've got the Knuckleheads, all those that are essentially Sportsters in and of themselves, all the way back, long before my time. So, iconically speaking, the most recognized motorcycle, though, of the Harley Davidson family, because for the last 20 plus years, the Harley Sportster has not changed a lick. I mean, it has literally been the exact same motorcycle with an updated motor every once in a while. So, what I do have to say is I commend Harley Davidson in 2022 for reinventing the Harley Sportster. I know that there are individuals out there who are like, but they killed it. They killed it. Get over it. They evolved it, folks. That Revolution Max 1250 motor, I am excited to see what it can do in a Sportster frame. And not only is it in a Sportster frame, it is in an updated frame that actually makes that bike kind of look fucking cool. I'm absolutely impressed with the engineering and foresight that went into this. When you look at the concept models that they started putting out, and the final bike, it is literally like they said, okay, concept model it is. And they built that bitch. I'm impressed, Harley Davidson. I have to say that I'm actually impressed for once. I'm saying that as a guy who really enjoys sitting on top of my 100% inefficient 45-degree V-twin motorcycle. I love my bike. I love the bikes that you produce. I don't know why, but it's just part of my soul, I guess. The Harley Davidson Sportster S is exciting. It is a step forward in technology for a company that is just 100% abandoned technology pretty much up until this point. There have been little updates, like I said, over the years, but for the most part, nothing major. The Revolution Max motor is major. And I don't know if you're familiar with it. I'll put a picture of it up here in the corner, but the Revolution Max motor, it looks like what you would expect a 2022, 2023 Harley Davidson Sportster motor to look like. And I have to say, I'm 100% impressed with the fact that they did that. Like, they put this motorcycle out, and they're creating just literally some of the best looking Sportsters I think Harley's probably done in a while. They've got the hooligans that they did for a little bit, which were pretty much just one-off dealer builds, which were in and of themselves relatively impressive bikes. Uh, the XTR 1200 was probably, I would say, like the father to the Sportster S, but it's new technology motor. I'm really curious to see how well this motor outputs on that bike. Um, when I saw it come out with the Pan America, I was excited that there was a new motor out there for Harley. I was curious where it was going to go, and to see them put that 1250 into a Sportster frame makes me happy. I don't know why, and there's a lot of people who hate it. There's a lot of people who hate the Revolution Max in and of itself. They say it's a departure from Harley Davidson, but I'm actually kind of excited about it because in my eyes, it kind of represents a move in the right direction for technology for Harley Davidson. This isn't an e-bike. This isn't this, crappy fucking live wire, which, don't get me wrong, I think an electric bike is a cool idea. I think there's a market for it. But I think there are plenty of people who do it better and who utilize and leverage technology on a much greater level and at a much higher scale than a company like Harley Davidson does. So to see them go and say, okay, look, technologically, we're not going to be the live wire manufacturer. We're not going to be that company. But what we can do is we can revolutionize the V-twin market. And that's exactly what they did with the Revolution Max. And I think they named that bike, or that motor, perfectly because, to be frank, it is a revolution that you're going to see with that whole iteration and the different variations of motorcycles they can create from the factory under the Harley Sportster S insignia. I know other individuals out there saying, oh, I hate this fucking bike. I dislike the way it looks. It's too much of, trying to be like a naked bike, or it's trying to be a cafe racer or whatever. And I say, you know what? Good for Harley. They embraced it. And the different options that are available that make that bike a Sportster, that make it a dual sport, that make it a street bike, a racer. The things that people do to the Sportster to make it theirs are available now through the factory options, which is even cooler. Now, I know it's not the customized bike, it's not the work that was put in to make it yours, but you still get to select those options, you still get to decide what you want your bike to do, and you can build your bike based on that whole premise. Now, I may be wrong because I haven't done enough research on it, but it seems to me like all the options that they've shown available for it, this is going to be the way it is on this particular motorcycle. Now, obviously, they're going to put out a couple different options that'll end up on showroom floors and be sold as is, but just with any other Harley and any other pretty much auto manufacturer, you can customize a certain level in the factory and get that bike. Now, there could be a dealership that does all those customizations and has it available, and then they transfer it to you much faster than if you had the bike built. But I think that's one of the cool things that could potentially come out of this. And seeing a shying away from a larger dealer network like Harley's been doing, it could lend itself well for having these more custom options. So that's pretty much, I just want to say to Harley Davidson, continue, evolving your engineering, continue doing new things. I would love to see an updated motor for the bagger, something a higher output, better efficiency, something that's basically coming to us stage 3 from the factory would be fucking wicked. That being said, I still love my bike. It's not getting anything new anytime soon, so I'm going to do what I got to do and keep it 2 wheels down, shiny side up. You need to go down in the comment section. Tell me what you think about actual motorcycle content. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. I don't care. But hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It all helps. But like I said, I won't cry if you don't. So from my family to yours, I appreciate you coming by. Have a good one, folks. I'll catch you on the flip side.